Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Ox Talks. I appreciate you tuning in to watch the show today. Means a lot to me. Please continue to like the videos, hit the thumbs up button for me, share these videos as far and wide as you possibly can with family, friends, loved ones, coworkers, colleagues. And please subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed. I'm sitting in a hotel room in downtown San Diego right now. I apologize for the glare. It's very tricky to try to get the light right, so it's so bright behind me. So I've got my iPhone propped up on some pillows on top of a conference room table in my room. So anyway, I hope the sound is okay. I don't have my regular microphone and such here. Heading back to the office today, got about a 3.5 hour drive. But I wanted to jump on here and share what I think is a very important story regarding the closing of more Target stores across this country. We saw consumer sentiment numbers come out yesterday. I posted made a post of a picture of the CNBC face page of the article saying that consumer confidence was the lowest in, I believe, 3 years. So if you guys haven't checked out the CNBC story from yesterday, you might have heard some other videos last night on other channels about those numbers, but it's not good, right? It's not good. Meanwhile, we're being told by mainstream media that everything is great. It's so good, in fact, that the Fed was able to cut interest rates by 50 basis points, right, last week. Real briefly, before I jump into the show today, I think I mentioned briefly or did a post the other day about I'm going to be in San Diego for a mediation. And we did have a mediation yesterday on a very complex business partnership dispute. It was a grueling day. The mediation lasted about 10 hours, but thankfully we were able to hammer out a deal. And the partners were able to resolve it where basically one partner, in this case my client, was able to buy out the interest of the other partners, plural, in a multi-business, multi-entity operation. So without going into too much detail, I just wanted to share that with you. It's why I didn't get a video posted yesterday, but there is on my mind this morning was just sharing with you. Maybe I'll make this into a stay out of court episode. I think it's important. I've discussed on this channel before when you get into partnerships with people. I look at everybody's intentions usually start out good, and partnerships are like marriages, business partnerships, and they can go south. And when they go south, if you have lots of irons in the fire, lots of joint accounts and properties and business interests and goodwill and clients, customers, and not to mention, let's not forget, staff. And I was last night late, almost 7 p.m. We're sitting with the judge, putting the ink on the settlement agreement, and my client was on the phone with her staff, and they were all on speakerphone, and they were crying because they were so up in. I say arms is the wrong description. There was so much unknown yesterday going into that process, because if we were not able to strike a deal, it was very likely that the businesses were going to be dissolved and simply folded with a layoff of all of the staff. So thankfully, it was a great outcome for my client, but it was also a great outcome for all of my client's staff and employees and independent contractors that rely on my client for the ability to put food on the table for their families. And we all know that the job market is very, very shaky out there. And so it's, when people lose jobs, it's not easy to go out and replace that job, okay? And so you could just feel that there was so much tension and so much anxiety. So, sometimes good comes out of these things. And this was a very, very fantastic ending. We were able to preserve a lot of jobs, and especially going into the holiday season, very important time for people to be employed and be able to put food on the table and be with family and all those things. So that was the result. Not going to go too much into it other than sharing that with you. But be careful with partnerships. Whether you're the partner in the business with other partners, or whether you're an employee of a small business, partnership business, there's a lot of uncertainty. Things can happen. Partnerships can get ugly pretty quickly. Some partners can go rogue and get their own ideas about how business should be done. Sometimes it may be ethical, not ethical. And so you gotta be very careful with partnerships, all right? And hindsight's always 20/20, but after 30 years of doing this, I've seen a lot of these kind of disputes happen. Doesn't matter whether it's real estate partnerships, business entities of any kind you can imagine. I'll move on from that today. Thanks for letting me share that with all of you. The story is out of El Adelanto. It's a publication I hadn't seen yet before. I believe it's out of Central California. I could be wrong. If you guys know about this publication, let me know. But I wanted to share the content of it, very important. And the title is Massive Target Store Closings in September, List of Closing Stores. And it says, as the retail landscape continues to shift, another well-known brand is facing tough decisions. Target, a store that's been a go-to for everything from home goods to groceries, has announced the closure of several stores this fall. The news has left many shoppers shocked, especially those who rely on Target for daily essentials. With retail crime and rising costs making it difficult, it says, to keep the stores open, Target has been forced to make this move. So it says, what's really going on? Why are these stores closing? And the question is, why is Target closing stores? According to Target, the main reason for these closures is organized retail theft. It says even with extra security guards and new theft prevention tools, the company says the crime levels in these locations are just too high. In a recent statement, Target explained that despite our efforts, we continue to face fundamental challenges to operating these stores safely and successfully. The affected stores are located, it says, in big cities across California, Washington, Oregon, and New York, where these crime issues have been especially bad. It's not just about theft, though. Keeping these stores running has become too expensive as sales drop and safety concerns grow. I think that's kind of the reading I wanted to take away from this. Yeah, we have crime in certain locations, and it's sad. Sad that the, let's say, the society has gone to that. We know it. And look, at Target was locking, or still is locking, products up in cabinets. Of course, that costs more money. You have to have more staff constantly diverted to open up these cabinets for people to get, their deodorant or what out of eye drops, out of a locked container. But I think it's truly more about the fact that the consumers just can't afford to shop even at Target anymore, okay? And they do acknowledge that. This is not just about theft. They're also running into the fact that sales are dropping. It says people living near the closing stores are not happy. Take the East Palo Alto, California location, for example. It's a busy spot in the Ravenswood Shopping Center, where many residents, especially a local Hispanic community, rely on Target for everything from groceries to pharmacy services. The store is set to close, it says, on September 28th, 2024. That's just a few days from now. And this has left many locals very upset. Local leaders are also concerned, admitting that the store's closure will hit the community hard. He mentioned that the city is trying to find a replacement store that can offer similar services like a pharmacy, but it's not an easy fix. That's an interesting point. If you don't live in a big city, and comment below. If you guys live in a smaller town or area, maybe Target is your go-to. Maybe there is no Walmart. Maybe there is no other store of like kind that you can go and get other necessities that, let's say, a Target would offer. It says, for people who rely on Target's pharmacy, the closure is a big inconvenience, right? If that's your pharmacy and you get your prescriptions refilled at your local Target, now it's gone. Again, comment below. Are you guys being affected by this at all? Are you seeing any closures in your areas? It says there's good news. CVS Pharmacy, which operates inside Target stores, will transfer all prescriptions to a nearby CVS location. Okay, so if you're affected by this, look into that further relative to prescriptions. It says which Target stores are closing. East Palo Alto, San Francisco at Folsom Street, Oakland, California at Broadway Street, Pittsburgh at Century Boulevard, Pittsburgh, California, it says. Seattle, Washington, two more in Seattle, Washington. Portland, Oregon, so we have 3 in Portland, 2 in Seattle, and a bunch in California. That's interesting. What's the common theme there, right? What's the common theme there? What you have there is a bunch of crime, rampant, woke, big cities, and guess what? Businesses are having to basically pull up stakes and leave. So how much of this is, let's say, the result of failed politics, failed policies within these states? I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole today. I'm sure I'll get some comments below, but feel free to let loose. It says these stores will officially close by October 21st of this year, except for East Palo Alto, which shuts down a bit earlier on September 28th. As despite these closures, Target still has well over 1,900 stores open across the U.S. So again, these are West Coast closures primarily, but there's nothing to say that this will not continue to spread across the country as crime becomes more rampant. And I mean crime from our own citizens and crime from all the people flooding in this country that are causing the crime rate to drastically increase. So I'm about 10 minutes today. Won't keep it too long. Got to jump on the road, get back to my town and my office this afternoon. I may not have a chance to put up another video today. I thought that was important for all of you to hear. Again, thank you for the support for the channel. We're growing. Please subscribe, like, share. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.